We jumped at the opportunity to acquire 160 Water Street because we knew we could convert this to residential.
The thought of having nearly 600 apartment units having an active ground floor, we think is going to have a huge impact on not only the immediate block, but then the blocks immediately surrounding it.
New York City today is so dramatically supply constrained that just having a viable opportunity and choice is important. So much of the consumer, the residential market was changing, and we needed an architectural firm that could really envision not what people wanted then and there, but years down the road. So working with Gensler became a logical fit.
This is a great proof statement for us because we've been studying so many buildings, but there's still been so many relatively few moving forward across the country. And this is a great, kind of built example that people can touch and feel and see that it is possible. So we're engaged not just in the private sector, with the public sector as well, having these conversations about how we can make these more viable. And we all know the housing crisis that the city's going through, right? That every city's dealing with. It's sort of a supply and demand. And we think the more units that come online, it's just going to help alleviate the shortage of housing. We've noticed as we've looked at more and more of these, there are a series of recurring themes. The distance from the exterior wall to the elevator bank in office buildings is often much deeper than it is in a residential building. We actually carved new shafts out of the center of the building. We refer to them as blind shafts, where we physically removed the floor area and walled them off. We then took that floor area and relocated it to the top of the building. One of the really tough things with buildings of this vintage is they often have aging curtain walls. We were able to figure out in this building a way to remove the fixed uninsulated glass light and replace it, insert a new subframe with an operable insulated window. I do think, generally speaking, you're not building the structure, and I think time saving, speed to market is really important for our clients. That really affects their bottom line.
Speed to market on conversion is much faster than new build. Not demolishing a structure and getting to reuse a good portion of it has its own inherent environmental impact positives. Here at 160, not only are we meeting the 2024 guidelines, but we're exceeding the 2030 city guidelines.
Well, adaptively reusing a building of this size, right, almost 600,000 square feet, the amount of embodied carbon savings, it really does start to resonate and moves the needle on our firm's goals, and I think the city's goals.
People often ask, when I walk into Pro House, will I feel like I'm walking into an old office building? And the answer is absolutely no. What you're walking into is a lobby and an amenity space today that a developer on a new build just wouldn't take the space to build.
We have everything from your standard gym to a spa with plunge pools. We have bowling alley, we have golf simulators, plenty of lounge and co-working space, Zoom rooms. And then we were able to do 5 new floors on top of the building, including another amenity floor at the setback where we did a great wraparound shared roof terrace.
So it really kind of spans the gamut of what the residents are looking for today, as well as wellness, health, mental health, happiness.
Yeah, the Van Barton team were great partners for this project. For us to have partners on the client side and to kind of understand how to work with you and are very hands-on, that allowed us to deliver this project successfully.
It's really not only testament to the demand in the market, but also to the product and what we built here. Creating not only a live-work environment, but a vibrant part of New York City.